Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lights, Camera, Wrestling. I am Oz the Alchemist.
And it's your girl, Lola Love.
Drink y'all water, man. Drink y'all water. And
Drink y'all water for sure. For sure. And your cranberry juice. That's
and
what
your
I'm sipping
cranberry
on.
juice, cause I know it helps y'all with cramps and it just helps, with blood circulation in general.
Yes, yes. Cleans it out. Cleans it out. If you
Be
a nasty
healthy.
person and you just out here, drink the cranberry juice. It clears your UTIs.
So, how was your week?
You know what? My week was pretty chill. It was my birthday week. Shouts out to me. Made another year, 32 and fabulous. Um, It was chill. My actual birthday, not so much, but I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about people. So I'm just taking it with a grain of salt and just going ahead about my day. I'm just blessed to be here.
All right. Mine, I worked. I watched wrestling. That
Mhm.
that that was about it.
Hey, that's usually how my weeks go, man, and I don't complain about it.
Not at all. No complaints.
Yeah.
I got to relax. I got to chill.
That part for sure.
All right. So, let's get into this week.
Mhm.
So, to start off Raw, it was John Cena and Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
John Cena has been great, always been great on the mic. Basically said, you know what I'm here to do? I am here to ruin wrestling. This is what I'm here for. And I'm going to take your title and be the last champion in WWE. I definitely rock with that. I definitely
You know
rock with
what?
that. I want him to win the title now. Actually, I wanted him to win
Hmm.
when he turned heel. I wanted him to win and take it from Cody. Because, again, like I have been saying, Cody is better when he's a fighting champion. Or
Yes.
fighting to get the championship.
Hmm.
And Cody in this segment, again, didn't impress me because you're just doing the babyface thing of just spouting off. This is for the people, and I'm going to keep this title, and yada yada yada. Whatever, Cody. We don't care. At this point, I'm
Cody
pretty sure we don't
Rhodes
care unless you're under the age of like 15.
is a duplicate version of John Cena. He will never be able to hold a candle to John Cena. And that's just no disrespect to Cody. I love Cody as a competitor. I love Cody, in the ring. All around, he checks it off and he's a good guy. However, when you put Cody up against people like John Cena, like Roman Reigns, I really can't go no other way but to those superstars. I'm sorry, Cody. Like you said, Cody is he's better when he's the underdog. When he's fighting for something, he's at his best. Even when he was defending his championship, for instance, when he had his match and his feud against AJ Styles, wonderful build up. Um, I got bored a little bit until the actual match happened, and it was a great match. Cody is always going to put on a good match. It's just I'm not feeling this, and to be completely honest, I really feel like that the higher ups have had a conversation with John Cena for him not to come at Cody's neck. We all know that John is a beast on the mic, and he will tear you down. We've seen him do it. We've seen him do it even to our tribal chief, to Roman Reigns. I feel like that was Roman Reigns' wake up call. That was his snap out of it. You're going to be the big dog. This is what you need to be able to do because I've been the big dog. I'm ready to step back and let somebody else take the reins. But if you can't do it, then I got to be part time. And I really feel like they're really telling, hey John, ease up. Don't say too much because he hasn't said anything to Cody. Everything has been addressed to the fans, even though Cody keeps addressing him. And to be completely honest, Cody just seems kind of weak right now to me. You mean to tell me that John Cena beat you within an inch of your life at the Elimination Chamber and bloodied you up? You returned to Raw with a black eye. You have not addressed Cena for any of the things that he's done to you. You have not tried to attack him. I thought there was going to be a fight on Monday, but there wasn't. You're taking your things off. And I believe that John looked at him like, kid, you're not even worth my time. You're not. I feel like in a really strange way, when John Cena beat up Cody, that was his way of taking the frustrations out from the fans. But The fact that he hasn't even addressed the man, and you've been in the ring with the man twice, he hasn't said a word to Cody. Cody, that should really say something about your title run as the champion. You mean to tell me that your champion and somebody that's going for your title is not even going to address you? He doesn't even respect you enough to talk to you directly to say that this you're my issue.
And
Cody,
then
please hang it up.
let's point it out. You pointed out that he hasn't attacked him because any other time that he has had smoke with somebody else, whether it
Mm-hmm.
be Solo, whether it be who else did he have beef with?
Roman.
AJ. Also AJ, Roman.
Yeah.
Anytime and Kevin Owens. Anytime they did
Yes.
something, he would come back not in his suit. He would have on a cutoff T-shirt and some jogging pants and be like, "Alright, where they at?" But he ain't did that to
Yeah.
John not once.
Because he know who he's up against. You're up against the greatest of all time. You're up against the 16-time world champion. He's not going to take you lightly. And because you see that this is a different John that you're dealing with, I think that Cody, in a way, you're a little intimidated. You're kind of afraid because you don't know what to expect. You've never seen this John. We've never seen this John. The John that we saw fight in Elimination Chamber was our babyface. You can't see me. I'm here for the crowd of the people, regardless whether they love me. That John. Now we seen John snap. So there's no telling what he's going to do at WrestleMania because this is just a different version of him. I can't even go back to even try to think about John Cena as a heel during his first, I want to say, first run when he first brought in the Doctor of Thugonomics character. I think that is deeper than that. He was so brutal when he did that to Cody by himself. I mean, Travis Scott got a hit in, but John beat that man down alone. And the fact that Cody has not addressed it, the fact that John has not even decided to even address Cody at all, to me, it just shows the type of champion that Cody is. John is pretty much saying you're beneath me. I'm not even looking to face you. You're just another opponent. I'm going to get my title and I'm going to become a record-setting 17-time champion, and that's that. And if you notice when the crowd how the crowd reacted when Cody said that that's not going to happen. Every time he says that, they
They
boo
boo
or they get
him.
quiet because even though they're booing John, they're still like, yeah, but we want him to get that title. We wanted him to become a heel. So love you, Cody. We're gonna always whoa with you with your interest music, but yeah, John's gonna take that, and we're rooting for him to take it because if he doesn't, there will be a riot.
Because it
I'm
doesn't
going to
make
lie.
sense. It doesn't make sense at
It
this point for
doesn't.
him not
It
to take
doesn't.
it.
It
You know
doesn't
what?
make sense for him not to take it. And then it doesn't make sense for The Rock to go through all of that. I want your soul. And then WrestleMania comes. You can't tell me that John isn't going to get the help. I'm sorry. This will
Exactly.
be a Stone Cold Vince McMahon Rock repeat of the final boss is going to make sure that John is the champ.
Got to.
And I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it.
All right. And after that, we got the Usos. You know, it was supposed to be Jay and a mysterious tag team partner, and it ended up being Jimmy.
Yes,
So
yes. I didn't see it coming. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know who his partner was going to be. I automatically thought it's Sami Zayn back. Like Jay's made a few friends, while on the roster. So I really didn't think that it was going to be Jimmy, and I was so excited to see that they're still so in sync with each other. They still rock for each other. It was a great match. It was so good to see the Usos back in action again. It just felt like old times. Like they just they just clicked. It's just instant click.
yep. And yeah. So after the match though, they had a
Hmm.
great match. Then after the match, Gunther shows up like he would to try to choke him out, but
Yep.
doesn't really happen. Jimmy, steps in, helps him out. Jay is supposed to do a spear, but he ends up tripping, and yeah, and
I'm not gonna lie. I I threw my remote. I threw it across the room when
so
that happened because
so here's the
what?
thing. Here's the thing. There's a theory that I've seen on
Hmm.
the internet now that Jay is
Hmm.
basically doing all this on purpose. He's not like botching. He's doing this on
Hmm.
purpose to be like Gunther is in his head. That's why he keeps messing up. So the dive that we saw him mess up, that wasn't him necessarily botching. It might have been him botching, but then now they're flipping it into, oh, he's screwing up because he's scared of Gunther. So I
To
kinda,
say,
I
I don't want to
kinda
say
get it.
scared. I don't. I don't. Well, I
Hold
don't want to
on,
say scared.
wait, but let me keep going. So
Okay.
if that's the case, cool. But we want him to go into this. I don't know if we necessarily want him to be cocky when he goes into WrestleMania, but we don't want him to be unsure of himself. Because it's like, you supposed to be the man that's supposed to be taking down Gunther because your main event, Jay Uso, you're supposed to be taking the title because you got all
Hmm.
the crowd behind you.
Hmm.
You don't need to be out here, oh, I don't know if I can do it. No, you need to know that you can do
Right.
this. So
Yeah.
I don't know how we get there from here, but hopefully we get there because the only way, other way I see it is because we know after this happened, Jimmy smacked the hell out of Gunther.
Let's even go back to the pep talk that Jimmy gave Jay before the infamous smack heard around the world. I feel like Jay, he he needed that. He needed his brother. I feel like he he needed some type of motivation. And what better motivation from your twin, your big brother? Jimmy has always been a protector. He's always been there for both Jay and for Solo in a way. He's always just been that. So for him to just be completely honest with Jay when Jay admitted, and I believe that Jay would have never admitted that to anybody else besides Jimmy, that I don't think I could beat him. And for Jimmy to tell him you can't, but Jay got upset. And it's more so like not saying that you can't, but this version of you. Stop having this self-doubt because you were the right hand man. You won the Royal Rumble. You actually can, but you just got to believe in yourself that you can. So I think, Jimmy was like, you know what? And I'm going to step in, be a protector a little bit, soften him up a little bit, but I need you to get your mind together. So when he had those words exchanged with Gunther, and of course Gunther being an a-hole, saying that hope you don't botch and screw up like your brother, and that's when that slap happened. And it was loud and hard. And Jimmy just walked off from it. I love Jimmy. I really do. Because that man fears nobody, especially when it comes down to family. When it comes to family, he's going to protect. And
And
I'm loving that they added Jimmy into this. I
we
like that.
know
I feel
we
like
know
it's
that this
needed.
is finna kickstart Gunther running up on Jimmy and beating him down, and that's gonna give Jay the confidence to get back into this. So that might be where we going.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You saw what happened the last time somebody put hands to Jimmy and took him out and how Jay's reaction was. That's what happened when he fought Roman Reigns, when he went against him for the title. It was more so I'm challenging you for it, but you just put hands on my twin brother, oh, I'm about to give it to you. Because let's be honest, Jay almost took it from Roman. If it wasn't for Jimmy coming back and interfering and taking Jay out, Jay would have won that match because that was his motivation. That's my twin. I believe there's no stronger connection than having a twin. And to be as tight as they are, this is perfect. The way that they're adding this layer into it just some weeks before WrestleMania, putting Jimmy in the mix is amazing. I believe that Jimmy is probably going to accompany him to the ringside or might give him another pep talk, either or. But I like where this is going. I like where this is going, and I look forward to the match that Jimmy is going to have with Gunther coming up this week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever him and Jay do at WrestleMania, even though it's clearly not going to be
Hmm.
the main event. So
Oh man, look,
we're
that's just janky.
we go.
I don't even. I know we're going to talk about it, but when I say that, I don't even know. I like it when I'm left with no words because WWE finds a way to surprise me. They do that a lot, and I really don't know what to feel about that or the reasoning behind it.
Because
As
the other two stories that could be the main event are bigger than this.
but
That
that's
that's it. That's
crazy.
all.
And to me, that's in a way, and I don't want to sound like Rikishi right now, but I'm just going to be honest, to take that away from Jay. When you win the Royal Rumble, you automatically you're in the main event for WrestleMania. So regardless that the other two might be getting bigger draws, that's just how that's the goal of winning the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna main event WrestleMania. So for him to be able to do that and they're not pushing that, I don't really like it. I don't like that. To me, that's
That's
really
fair.
messed up.
That's
Like,
fair. But it's also like, okay, so let's say they gave him the main event, right? It's him and
hmm
Gunther. Who is
yes.
he going after?
What do you mean?
Think of who he's going on after. Because if he goes on after Cody and Cody and John, the crowd's
Mm,
definitely gonna be dead. Because we just watched John Cena do his do what he do, and he took the title,
yeah,
and now he's the man. So like the crowd
yeah.
gonna be dead for Gunther and Jay. So let's say it's even
No,
night one.
no.
No, let's say it's even night one, and we
Okay.
do, and we put Roman, CM Punk, and Seth before Jay and Gunther. The crowd's going to be dead. They're not going to put as much energy and enthusiasm into that. I'm sorry, they're not, because we saw what we just saw. So
I mean, I get that point of it, but it's still. And then I think about last year's WrestleMania as well. Seth Rollins was the main event. Seth Rollins was the World Heavyweight Champion at
he
the
was the
time, as
opening of
well
the
as
night
Gunther.
two.
He was he was the opening of night two. However, he main evented the night one, and it's to me just to take that away from Jay is really messed up because he really he earned this. He
He did.
earned this opportunity, and I really don't like it because the fans are behind Jay. Like regardless, he's a big draw. So to do that is really messed up. I don't know if it's because the WWE Undisputed Championship is bigger as far as the World Heavyweight Championship goes.
Cause let's look.
Um,
Cause Cody definitely moving to Raw. He's not staying on SmackDown. He's bringing that title over to Raw because that's why he's popping up over there. And John's going to
I
take
don't
it and
know.
only going to show up on Raw. And I think they're going to move Gunther and them to SmackDown, or whoever has the title to SmackDown.
I don't know. I don't think so. And the reason being, I say this because Cody was already on Raw, and then they moved him to SmackDown after he won. He was already on Raw, and they
But
moved him.
but think about it.
So
Now they got Netflix, and they want Netflix to be the A tier show, so they gonna move the A title over there.
what if they move?
And
Okay,
then
I see.
John is going to have the title for at least until SummerSlam, and he's only probably going to show up on Raw. He ain't gonna show up on SmackDown.
Yeah. You're right about that. I'm tired of the flip flopping, man. At this point, they can do how they did back in the day. There's no superstars on Raw, superstars on SmackDown. Everybody just show up. Whoever got a match that night, they got a match that night. That's just how it's going to be.
That's how they be
Like,
doing AEW. So I mean,
man, just whoever got matches on Monday, you got them on Monday. Whoever got them on Friday, you got them on Friday. Because at this point, they're just allowing superstars to jump all over the place, even if they're not the champ. Because at first it was just the champ, tag team champions, and like the women's champ. But because they have different belts, it's like you might as well just cut all of that draft crap because it don't even matter anymore.
maybe that's what they trying to do. Like, I can't remember what the word is, but like they trying to just smoothly transition that in. Maybe that's what they doing.
hmm
But either
Yeah,
way, so we decided not to talk about the Lyra Valkyria and Raquel match because we both think that it was a good match, but it was
it was
boring.
booty. It
Um,
was boring. I mean, the only thing that was pretty much interesting is Liv trying to help Raquel, um, you know, get the title and everything, and then they jump her, and then Bailey comes out. But let's be completely honest, and Bailey, I feel like good girl Bailey can only last for so long. I'm waiting for Ding Dong, you idiots, Bailey to resurface because I like Bailey as a heel, and you best to believe that Bailey will be going after Lyra for that title. I just seen it in her. Like when she handed it back to her, it's like, yeah, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
yeah, that the highlight was Bailey coming out, and that's about it. Um,
Yeah.
And after that, it was Io, Bianca, and Rhea all having a conversation about what's going to happen. Adam Pearce is the most stressed man in WWE because that man,
Like that man get no words in.
that man
None.
had the, the just the defeat in his voice every time he spoke. What do you mean you want a rematch now? We've been trying to have the rematch for weeks. Now you want a rematch? Okay,
Didn't
so
want to do it.
everybody keep trying to fight. Okay, look, you gonna have your rematch, and then whoever wins the rematch, that's who fights Bianca.
Hmm.
So, with that being the case,
How do you feel
I'm.
about that?
You said what?
How do you feel about that? I don't.
Um,
I didn't really like it.
I think that Bianca's gonna come out again. There's gonna be another distraction, but I think if they do that, that's really poor writing on their part because it's like we just
No,
did this.
no, she's not. She's the referee. Remember?
Oh, right.
She's gonna be
See,
there.
that's the see.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
see,
why
okay,
it's
right, right,
like,
right, right, right. Okay,
yeah,
so okay, that
yep.
okay, me remembering that now that does have a dynamic because now it's like you have to pick the winner. Are you going to slow count for Rhea? Are you going to fast count for Rhea? Or are you just going to
Are
just
you?
is this going to
Yeah. Are you gonna
evolve into a
call it?
fight?
Right.
Because
Are you gonna call it down the middle? And you know what? And you know what? I'm not gonna say she's not. She's Bianca. Bianca's pretty honest and she's fair. Bianca's fair to the point where you respect me, I respect you back. But if you disrespect me,
which is Rhea's
then I
going
will
to do.
disrespect. Which Rhea is going to do. Rhea is definitely going to get in her face, and I believe there are going to be some pushes going on. Maybe Bianca disqualifies her. I don't know, but we know that this triple threat is coming. It's
Right,
coming.
because
Um,
it's got to, if anything, is going to devolve into a fight of some sort to where Bianca puts hands on Rhea, and then everybody, all the security, gonna come rushing down and be like, "Okay,
because
well, I guess since we can't have," and Adam Pearce is gonna come out stressed. I guess since we can't have a civilized match, all of you are just going to have to fight at WrestleMania, and I think that's
you
what's going to
called it,
happen.
you called it. I'm gonna stamp it right now, 5:13 p.m. You called it, partner, today, because I really believe that's what's going to happen as well. I think that they're having this match because, again, no offense to EO Sky, EO needs a little bit of a boost because right now the main focus in this whole ordeal is Bianca and
And
Rhea.
Rhea,
That's what everybody's focusing on. They're the draws for this match, even though EO is the champ. Like,
ooh, what if
if you
they pull a
if you think about it, the current champions aren't really pulling for real. Like it's their opponents that people are really going for. Like Io's the champ, but everybody really wants to see this Rhea and Bianca match. Cody is the champ, but everybody wants to see John. Gunther is the champ, but everybody wants to see Jay. So it's like I don't know. I don't want to say boring lead up to WrestleMania because they always surprise us and shocks us in the end. But I can't wait to see how this all folds out because
I was gonna say how I think it's gonna end at WrestleMania, but I want to save that for the show closer to WrestleMania, so I'm gonna just be quiet.
okay.
So yeah, but I do want to see how this plays out. I do think that it's just going to devolve into a fight between the three of them, and
Oh
it's gonna
yeah.
be
Oh yeah.
you're
For
all going to
sure.
WrestleMania. I'm done with it, and then he gonna leave and be stressed.
Again, he already balled. They just making him just lose his scalp at this point. Like, man, but y'all
I'm
leave my man's alone. He really trying to accommodate everybody and make sure he's doing it by the books. The women are so feisty. And Rhea, she gets what she wants in the end. And then again, Rhea is very intimidating, so I would not want to make mommy upset. But yeah, we're gonna see. I've been seeing videos of Bianca trying to like have conversations with Jessica Carr to figure out like what to do and everything.
those are the
It's
best.
hilarious. Yeah, I love it. Love to see it.
Okay, and
Um,
after their segment, it
mhm.
was Chad Gable and Dragon Lee fighting in a
That
very
was not
fire
Chad.
match.
Why do we? That was not Chad Gable.
That was clearly
That was.
Chad Gable.
They did not announce. Who did they say it was? They didn't say that was Chad Gable. That was what's his name? Grande Americano, something like that.
That was Chad Gable, who
We
put
can't
a ankle
really.
lock on Dragon
Oh,
Lee.
also, so moves can be recycled now. Just Chad Gable is the only one that does the ankle lock. First, it was Kurt Angle. Chad Gable started to do it. So you mean to tell me that this Americano guy, he can't just so happen to want to do that as well? I mean, it's not like the move is patent. Like, he's able to do
No,
that. That's the
no,
same thing you say with the clothesline. People are
no,
able to do and recycle moves.
no.
Like, we can't just keep accusing people of being other people
We
because we
can
have
though.
no proof.
We
We have no
definitely
proof.
can accuse him.
Chad Gable was ill last week. He was sick. He had a doctor's note that he gave to Adam Pearce, and the doctor's note was legit because Adam said it, and it said that he was sick. He could not compete. He left the building. Come on. He went to go take care of himself. Let's not kick a man when he's down, okay? Chad, I wish you sincerely the best. I really hope you're recovering because, I mean, Brutus and they need you. They need you. But it was a great match though. This Americano guy, he's wonderful in the ring. You see how quick he is? Wow.
Yeah, and
And
I
he took
seen
off
that ankle
Dragon
lock
Lee's
too.
mask. Wow. He took off his mask
Yeah,
for
because
business.
he has no respect for luchadors. But he.
Hey, hey, not true.
I mean,
How is he don't have
if you
respect
go to Mexico to
for his
learn how to beat luchadors, I'm assuming you ain't really got much respect for them, or you're just scared of them. I mean, I don't know which one.
what? He didn't do that. He was already a luchador. Didn't you see the whole
What?
history behind him? He
Yeah.
was a known luchador in Mexico, and he worked his way back here to the States, where he is now known as Grande Americano.
I ain't trying to hear
I
all that.
believe that's what his name is. Like it's a
I ain't
lot.
trying.
It's a long history
I
of
ain't trying to
his
hear that. I ain't trying to hear all that.
his
That is Chad Gable, and that's it. So
until he gets demasked, unmasked. We don't know for sure because they take their mask off, and it is not Chad Gable. You owe me a cheeseburger and fries from McDonald's.
okay,
I'm just putting
okay.
it out there. Yeah.
Now remember you said that, and I want mine from
Yeah.
Wendy's. I want a biggie bag, chicken sandwich, fries, and spicy
Okay.
nuggets,
Spicy nuggets. What sauce? What sauce?
barbecue, and a Sprite.
Okay. So I'm remember that only because I know I'll never have to put that order in. So
Okay.
just make sure there's, extra cheese on
Mhm.
my burger.
Mhm.
Put some ketchup in the bag. Cause yeah, I'm a sister's hungry. So
Okay. All right.
nice victory meal.
After that, we had CM Punk come out. He talked about how I can't remember the whole conversation, but basically he was like, "Yeah, I know you guys wanted him to be here, right? And they're not. So now I gotta go talk to him on SmackDown." So
Crowd didn't like that too much, and I did that.
obviously they wouldn't, because why would you do that? I personally hate
Yeah.
when they do that, because it's like, even though I'm not there, I'm watching it. I wanna see it now. What are we doing?
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I get it. But I'm glad that one of the parties came out and he addressed the things that he needed to address. Um, it was the fact that when that man said to Roman, "Your wise man is not only your wise man." What the hell does that mean? Because as far as I know, he is only the wise man
Hold
to the
on. You
LCC,
jumping?
to
You
the
jumping?
tribal chief.
I feel like you
No, I'm
jumping.
not. He said that. No, I'm not. He said that on Raw.
Oh,
He said that on Raw. He said that Roman had an issue. The reason for the attack was because he said that he realizes that your wise man is not only your wise man.
he's my guy.
But it's like Punk knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows how to get under people's skins. He knows how to create controversy, but that's making everybody think because we still don't know what this favor is. We still don't know what is going on. So it's like, what do you mean he's your wise man? Because we know that you're a Paul Heyman guy here,
Exactly.
but it's like, Punk, what do you know that we don't know? Because now it got me looking at Paul kind of funny because what is going on? Like, are you disloyal, Paul? I really don't want to believe that
He
you
can
are.
have
I
more than
want to
one
believe
friend.
that
He can have more than one
he
friend.
can, he can have as many friends as he wants to, but you are only the wise man to one. to one, the only one, the one and one, and that is Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. Acknowledge him. We are not about to play these games. So it's like, Paul, I'm gonna need you to, get straight to it and stop beating around the bush because we understand CM Punk is your best friend and he can be that. But he is not your wise man. I really feel like, are you just saying these things to try to get under the skin of the tribal chief?
Potentially.
I don't know. Probably seems like some stuff that Punk would do. But at the same time, Wade has Punk alive. That's the
He
thing that
hasn't
I
lied since he
love.
came back.
That's the thing that I love and hate about him. Punk has been brutally honest. He hasn't lied about anything. He's taken ownership for the things that he's done in the past. He's taken ownership for the things that he's done currently. Um, and he's just 100% honest about it. His infamous words, "I'm here to make money, not friends." He has Paul as his best friend. And I'm not going to say he doesn't have friends there, but he's pretty much saying, I have no reason to try to manipulate. I'm here for one reason and one reason only. So again, what do you know that we don't? And I'm kind of afraid for the reveal because I might
And he
cry.
better tell us within the next 2 weeks, because I'm
I
tired.
swear, I swear, I'm over it. I really am. I'm to the point. I'm about to write Paul a letter. Just tell me, and we can know. And you don't got to tell everybody else because we won't tell anybody, Paul. Just let us know. What is this favor? Because I'm sick of it. I really am.
Yeah. So outside of the match being good, we had Braun Breaker and Penta. Match was fire.
Wow. Such
Uh,
an amazing match.
and then ended with Judgment Day coming out
Uh,
trying to do what they do, and it
and your
backfired.
boy came out. Your boy came out. And
Yeah,
he hit that cootie catcher. He hit that cootie catcher. Oh, did you see it? Did you see it?
that
Finn
is
ain't coming to
not
play.
what it's called.
What is it called?
The coup de grace.
That's what I said.
That's not what you said.
What I say?
I know you're 32, but your brain can't be slipping like that now.
Hey! I know what I said. Okay, the cootie catcher is one of the best moves in the game, and I'm glad that he's bringing it.
It's not though.
Um,
It's not though, because it don't work. It never works. It does not work.
it does work. It
Not when he
works.
needed to.
No, they didn't get up. Okay, sometimes I think they be having superhuman strength. You just got to put a little extra cootie on it. But yeah, I love the move itself. I'm sorry, but I could never take that move. I don't care how much I brace myself. You about to jump from the very top rope and stomp into my abdomen? I don't want to work here anymore. I don't want to work with him. Like, no, that hurts. And he just do it and he falls sometimes on you. We gonna have some words backstage because why would you do that to me? But I love to
Yeah,
see it.
yeah.
I
There's no,
think,
even me watching it. There's no real way to brace yourself because
yeah,
yeah, you just got to
yeah,
tighten
for
your abs,
sure.
and then he has to be like pinpoint accurate on him, like making sure that his whole body weight don't hit you when he comes down on his
He
heels.
his knees are in his chest and then they come down. And it's like, bro, who sanctioned this move? Who said, yeah, man, we can go with that? I'll be taking ice baths every damn day off of just Finn Balor hitting me with that move. But I'm liking to see like this different side, this aggression side of Finn. I still believe that the Judgment Day is definitely
Oh, absolutely.
imploding. They thought, and I really didn't think that Penta was actually going to side with the Judgment Day. Of course not.
I
But
wouldn't be
nice
mad at it though. I wouldn't be
conversation.
mad if he went because I
I
told you I
wouldn't
want
be.
I want Dom to have his whole little split, and I wouldn't mind Dom having the Latinos and Liv all together. And
Yes, I'll be cool with that. I will be completely cool with that off of the strength that, for one, like you said, with Penta being Latino, um, it just works. His character already, you look at like he looks dark and like a bad
yeah,
guy already, but he's not. But it's like I would have loved to see him. uh, in a group with both Dom and, oh, excuse me, Raquel and Carlito. Yeah, for sure. But I just don't know who's going to turn on who. Is it going to be Dom turning on Finn or Finn turning on Dom? I think that Dom, it was crazy to say this because we've seen him be disloyal, but Dom is real big on loyalty and big on family, and he really loves Finn. And I believe, I'll take that back. I believe that Dom is big loyalty and family. The reason for him doing what he did to Rhea Ripley, he had a legitimate reason. And Finn is the one that put the bug in his ear in the first place because Dom was resisting Lev. The same with Damian Priest.
Finn
Dom
been the only one
had,
that's been snaking somebody because he snaked Damien
yes,
immediately.
yes. So it's kind of like Finn's been a fact. Finn is a snake. He's a snake. Look at how he got into the Judgment Day. He's a freaking snake. Like you got into it by taking out the leader. The leader thought you were just gonna be another member of the group, Edge, and he had his arms open, bring him into the group. Nope, y'all turned on him, and it just became a pattern of that. And then you turn on both Rhea and Damien. Yeah, Finn, you gotta go. You gotta go. And then now you even trying to turn on Dom, and Dom has been doing nothing but setting you up with opportunity after opportunity, being unselfish. He could put himself in those matches, but he has not. He's putting you in them. Then you screw it up. It's like yeah, I don't like what they're doing to
So
Daddy
yeah,
Dom.
it's he's gonna be the one to turn, and it's gonna be
Hmm.
over the Intercontinental Championship, and hopefully it's because him and Dom fight and Dom gets the title because
Yeah,
it's about time. It's about time Dominic gets the title, and I want him to win. I'm not sure if I want him to win it off of Braun, but I want him to win it.
Dom.
Yeah, I don't know if I want him to win it off Braun Breaker. I want him to win it off.
He ain't winning that off Braun Breaker. Let's be honest.
If
He
anybody
can't win
does
it
it,
off
I
Braun
want
Breaker.
it to be Finn. I want Finn to take it off of him, and then I
I
want
do. I will
Dominic to
be.
beat Finn.
Yep. I'll be completely honest. I'll be completely honest about that. I would be okay with Finn taking it off of Braun. Braun is a wonderful competitor. When that man comes out, you know you're about to be in for a treat. But Finn is old. Finn is old. A title. He's been pretty much he's been put on the back burner for some time now. He has dabbled into the tag team division and won those titles twice while in the Judgment Day. And I feel like it's about time that he makes his way back up that ladder, and it starts with the Intercontinental Championship. And I can't wait to see that. I'm not sure. Well, that might be a good build up. They have time for Braun to defend the title at WrestleMania and it to be Finn. I think that that would be great for him to win it at WrestleMania. I'm cool with that. And then leading down the line of Finn getting real big headed, and then Dom like, you know what, I'm tired of this, and then he challenges him for it, and then he takes the title. I'm cool with that. I would not like to see it at SummerSlam. I would more likely be prone to see it at Backlash, just
I feel like that's
because.
too quick.
No, no, no. Well, maybe. I only say it is because of the reasoning behind the Backlash pay-per-view. Like it's pretty much like the backlash from everything that happened at WrestleMania. And that's the only reason why I say that I think that that will be, a good fit.
I want to say yes because I get where you're coming from, but I think that's too quick. And then
Yeah, he should hold it longer.
depending on when SummerSlam is, probably in maybe August or like toward the end of the
It is.
summer,
It's in August.
then yeah, I don't know how you would stretch that storyline over 3 months. Yeah, 2 3 months.
That's the thing though.
Actually no, you could stretch it over 2 3 months.
Well, you got to think they do have the Saturday night main events that they have as well. So Dom could potentially win it at a Saturday night main event. But like you said, I don't really know after the Backlash pay-per-view how they'd be able to stretch their story longer than they have, especially with them feuding. Unless you're just going to show Finn belittling Dom, really putting them down, not really caring much about the Judgment Day, trying to do his own thing. That whole thing.
Yeah,
You will have to
which is
show,
definitely going to be the I think is going to be the case.
yeah, for sure.
So after that, we finally get to SmackDown, my favorite day of the week because SmackDown ain't missed worth a damn. It's been hitting on all
No.
cylinders.
Yep.
Um, so it started off Randy and Cody having a conversation. Um, Randy telling him that, yeah, I'm gonna kick Kevin Owens' head off. You have been doing great. You came back, and I
He
can't
pretty
remember
much said
everything he
he's
said.
proud of him. He
Yeah,
pretty much
basically
told him he's
he's proud of
proud
him.
of him. He loves him. I'm not gonna lie, he did say something that kind of caught me off guard, and I said, Randy, what the hell are you talking about? When he said that he believes that Cody has surpassed him and pretty much in his career, surpassed you where, Randy? Surpassed you where? I know you're trying to be nice. It's your boy. You're pretty much his mentor. But let's be completely honest. The student has not yet mastered or bested the master. He
Because
has
Cody
not.
has won one world championship. You
One.
yes you brought it. You brought wrestling to a high peak with your win,
Mm,
absolutely. But you have not done what everybody else has done.
he hasn't done anything.
Granted, within the world of wrestling as a whole, he has done way more than Randy has ever done. With him, you know, starting in WWE, leaving WWE, creating himself in
Maybe,
all these different promotions, creating the opposite promotion currently,
yeah,
and then coming
yeah,
back and now winning a championship, which elevated the championship and well, winning the championship off Roman Reigns, who was already elevating WWE, and then took it just maybe a step higher in him winning it.
yeah.
But in the world of WWE, you haven't done what Randy's done. But in the world
I
of
think,
wrestling, absolutely,
yeah,
he has
I believe,
by far went past Randy.
yeah. I think that's what Randy was getting at. Maybe he was talking about as far as that goes. As far as, Randy has been consistent. He's been in WWE consistently. As far as Cody, like you said, everything that he's done outside of WWE, coming back full circle, reinventing himself, everything. Uh, oh yeah, I believe that there's nobody right now that I can name that's done that besides AJ Styles. So I mean, he definitely has a nice, resume. But as far as WWE goes, Cody, you got a long way to go. You got some ways to go as far as that. Randy is the next GOAT in line, after John. I mean, John 16, Randy's 14. He is tied with Triple H. He wants to break that tie. He wants to go for a 15th title. And because he's still active, he might can get to where John is. I believe that he can. It's Randy Orton. But Randy's cool with, stepping out the spotlight, but it's kind of like at some point you got to remember who you are. I'm Randy freaking Orton. I'm not going to sit back and just, continue to just get other superstars over. And I'm coming to get mine.
Yeah,
After I take care of Kevin, I'm coming to get mine.
made
And I
that a
like how
point.
he told him, I'm not going to snake you. I'm
I'm
not
going
going
to
to do
kick you in the
something.
face. In the face.
I'm in the face. He let it be known, but I can respect that because it's like as much as I love you and admire you, this is business. I'm not gonna backstab you. I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm gonna do it to you face to face, and you're gonna know that I'm coming for it. So Cody, you got a lot of pressure, right now. I mean, you're dealing with John Cena. You're also having to later on deal with your mentor slash John Cena's greatest rival, in my opinion. I might be biased. I don't know, but
Personally, yeah,
you
I would
you
say
have to deal
that
with,
he's the greatest.
yeah, yeah. You have to deal with his greatest rival as well. So Cody, you definitely have a year. If you make it past John Cena, you have a
He's not gonna, and we
long
know
year
he's
ahead
not.
of you. I really hope not, because every time I be thinking that something's going to happen and it doesn't happen. And if this does not happen, if John does not win a 17 title, when I tell you, and I'm gonna take my glasses off of this, I'm gonna act a damn fool. I will get on a plane. I will fly to Connecticut. I will go to where the headquarters are, and I will throw eggs at the building. I'm just telling you now. I will TP the building. They can call security, call the police. I don't care, because what the heck was that? Why would they do that? You just took the biggest baby face, one of the biggest, it can be argued, star of the WWE, turned him heel, which fans have been wanting for years. Okay, that happens. And he doesn't win the title. Get the heck up out of here. I can't put them back on now.
I was definitely watching you struggle.
I really was struggling, man. I was really struggling. I want to put it back on.
And in the
But
midst of all of this, Drew came out. My favorite character, one of my favorite characters
this
on
sucker
SmackDown.
face crybaby, I don't understand why you like him so. I mean,
Because he be
Drew
right.
is a good draw. Drew's a good draw. He's great in the ring. He's good on the mic. But Drew is such an ass. He's such an asshole, man. He's an ass. And he's an ass that you love to hate because him coming out there pretty much telling Randy to get to the back of the line, all types of stuff. Drew, what the? Please, Drew, please. You've been to the dance a million times and you haven't won. You ain't won since you beat Seth at
Maybe this time,
WrestleMania.
maybe this time it's time for him to win it. Maybe this time he will. I mean, sometimes you lose. Every dog has his day. He gonna have his day and he gonna win it. Now, granted, after granted, I do want to see him go up against Randy for the title because I want to see.
No, that'd be
I want to
amazing.
see John. I want to see Cody and John. John takes it. Then I want to see Cody and John again. John keeps it. Then I want to see John and Randy. Randy takes it. And then I want to see Randy and Cody. Not Randy and Cody.
Where you
Randy
going with
and
this?
Drew.
Where you going with this? Why would you say such a thing? Why? Why would you say that? No,
Because that's what's
no,
going to happen. We know that Cody's
no.
not going to take it back off of John. We know that because it's just not going to happen. So if that's the case,
But
Randy's going to have to take it. Randy's going to take it off John because like you said, John's going to have his 17. John, if Randy takes it, that breaks his tie with Triple H. So now
yes,
he has it. So then I'm going to assume that Drew's going to come up. Him and Drew are going to fight for it, but Drew's going to lose. That's going to happen, even though I
okay,
want Drew to win.
okay.
And then Cody has to come back around and be like, all right, now student and master got to have a little tete-a-tete. So I'm not sure when it's
But
going to happen, but
who?
I think that's what's going to happen.
Maybe it's towards the end of the year. I don't know because it's like, well, who would be the face in that situation? Obviously, I believe it would be Cody. I need to see
By
Randy be the
then,
heel
by then, I think
in that situation.
Cody is going to have brewed and been pissed off long enough about how he lost to John and Randy having to come in and save the day. I think we're finally going to get that heel turn because I don't see him being a
From who?
babyface for much longer. Cody,
I don't care about that. I want to see Randy become heel. See, but this whole situation between him and Kevin Owens, this whole when he hits finally the punt kick, I wanted to wake up the voices in his head and they just speak for him, and then it just takes over and Randy becomes a heel.
but I
Randy
don't.
needs to be heel.
But for him to take
Nobody
it
wants
off
to see
of
him as a face.
again, but for him to take it off of John, he has to be the face. So after that,
No,
he has to fight Drew. Drew's going to be the heel. He's going to still be the face. Now, if Cody is the face by that time and he stays the face, Randy is going to switch to heel, but I'm not sure what would necessarily switch him to heel.
but why would you think that Randy be a face after bringing back that 2009 punt kick Randy? That's not funny to
Because,
me.
heel, I mean, faces can have an edge to them because that's what we've been saying that Cody's been missing.
They can have an edge, but to me, that's over the edge. Like we knew that when Randy brought that out, that was him turning to the dark side for real. It was better. It was more than an RKO. Once he brought that punt kick, it was a whole different type of mentality that he would have. Um, I want to see Randy and Drew fight. Not so quite just two. Not yet. I want it to be. Somebody had posted about John going through this whole heel phase that he's going through and other superstars trying to get through to him. And they're talking to him. I know the real you, blah, blah, all of that. And one of them eventually gets through. I don't want him and Randy to face each other just yet. That's too soon. That's magic. And they can't give it to us just yet. Because of his biggest rival, I want to say it has to happen towards the end. It has to happen towards the end. I don't want to see it too much in the middle because it's too big. It's too big. We need this build up because we need the build up with Randy be coming back to the old Randy alone. and because him and John have such a chemistry with each other, I don't want it to be the opposite. It'll be kind of weird with John being the heel and Colt and Randy being the face, and that's just too big right now. Um, for them to give us. I don't know. I really don't. I'm really trying to think that far ahead, and it's so many other opponents that I would want John to face because we cannot leave out the OTC. At some point, the man is coming back for his title, and it's like, well, who is he facing? Are you facing John again? Are you going to face Randy? Who's going to be the champ? Because, and then what type of mentality is he going to have? It's so much. It's so much. It's like, what type of mentality are you going to have after WrestleMania? Because we
Yeah.
still don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen between you and Paul. We don't know if you're still going to be our tribal chief. If you're going to go back to the old Roman, we don't know.
Let me
So
tell you this.
that
Let me
he's
tell you
the
this.
he's the wild card.
Roman can't do no wrong. Like I've said, Jacob can't do no wrong. Bianca can't
Yeah,
do no wrong. Drew can't do
yeah.
no wrong. AJ can't do no wrong. And Roman Reigns cannot do no wrong. Whatever he do, I'm on his side.
Okay, well, you lost me when you said Drew can do no wrong because I believe that you're smoking something over there that isn't quite friendly, sir.
I said what I said.
Because Drew definitely does a lot of wrong. Um yeah. Bianca, of course, she can do no wrong. But AJ Styles, yeah, he can do some wrong. Because as much as you know, I do not like Michin. The way that AJ Styles kind of went about dealing with the OC after returning, I didn't like the way he was treating them. I didn't like the way he was treating Michin. I wasn't rocking with that too much. So AJ Styles could definitely do some wrong. But as far as the others go, um, I'm okay with that. I don't want to jump the gun too much because my brain hurts when I'm trying to think about what's going to happen, who's going to be champ. We've really got to dive into what was said during the last segment
Oh
of
yeah,
Street
let's get through the rest of this. So, anything to say
because
about
I
the
don't know
Street
what else happened
Profits
in between.
and
Oh. Okay, something that we did miss. Something that we did miss.
what?
Tippy time. Charlotte Flair.
What happened? Oh, when Tiffy addressed Charlotte, and I basically said she ain't cooked.
Yeah. Um, I'm not sure where they're gonna go with this. Right now. I'm on team Charlotte. I really don't
Yeah,
have a choice but to
yeah,
be team
yeah.
Charlotte. Um, the match that happened before Charlotte came out, and how did we forget about this?
Oh wait,
Before
we
we jump
first of all
into
wait.
this,
First of all,
hey,
you jumped because I was going in order. I was talking about the Street Profits
you
and Pretty
was
Deadly.
that's
We
my
don't
bad.
care.
That's my bad. That's my bad.
We don't care.
I jumped. So let's double back.
So then LA Knight, Braun Strowman, that ended with Jacob coming out and crushing everybody, and then it came to them in the back, and Jacob was like, and Solo was like, you ain't even check in with us before you went out and did that. He's like, you ain't check in with me last week. So what do I need to check in with y'all for? And Solo was like, you need to watch your tone, how you talk to me. And he was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go get that title with or without you. And I was like,
But he checked that tone though.
he did.
And
He did quiet
that's what I
himself.
can respect. That's what I can respect about Jacob. It's the fact that I love you Solo. You might not have to Ula Fala, but in my heart, you are my tribal chief. However, dog is off the leash now. And because you don't have to Ula Fala, as much as I respect you,
This is mine. You
this
left.
is mine. I
This
don't
is
have to
mine now.
really
I'm
follow
finna go
your
run
lead
this.
anymore. Yeah, I don't have to follow your lead anymore because technically you're not the tribal chief. Roman is. The same way Jimmy was telling Roman before Roman got the Ula Fala back. When he was saying acknowledge me and we the ones, and Jimmy had to kind of snap reality, but we not though. Like we don't. How you gonna be a chief without a tribe? Like you still got to get that back in order to solidify your position within the family. So for for Jacob to pretty much say what he said to Solo, I rock with it 100%. Like I said before, I didn't know which way Tama was going to go, but I believe that Tama is going to side with Jacob. Um,
After that, you think he gonna side with Jacob?
yeah. I mean, Solo, my
Oh,
bad.
okay.
I believe he's going to side with Solo for sure. Um, at this point, I wanted Jimmy to get his shot at a title and get the United States title. But I believe what they're doing with Jimmy right now is Jimmy is pretty much protecting his brother. And I believe that Jacob is going to get the title from LA Knight. I also believe that this match should, because there's a two night and they need to fill up the card, should take place at WrestleMania. Jacob has earned it. He deserves it. I would love to see it. It's going to be a hell of a show. So, and then it's for a title. I mean, LA Knight deserves to be seen at WrestleMania as well as Jacob. And Jacob is a I've never seen. I know that they said LA Knight was the mega star and he was the fastest rising star. Cool. At the time, Jacob is the fastest rising star I've ever seen. The
He hit.
man
He
literally
hit the street.
came from the indie scene.
He hit the scene like crack in the '80s. He immediately, everybody was like,
Man,
"I
look,
am in." Everybody.
when the man debuted, and this is how you know, I'm really trying to dip and dabble and know who superstars are before they make it big. And you and I have been, talking about the indies and watching stuff regarding those superstars. The moment I found out who Jacob Fatu was, and I'm like, okay, you put me on to him. And I started watching some of his stuff, looking at some of his promos. He's a cool guy. He's real down to earth. He can fight. He's a monster. Love to see it. The moment he showed up in WWE, I was watching it with my father and my grandfather. They said, "Who the hell is that?" I said, "That ain't never Jacob Fatu." And as soon as I seen him, he turned around. I said, "WWE is in for a treat." Everybody's put on notice. Jacob is in the building, and they're like, "Who is that?" I had to give the rundown on who this man is, and this was
Man,
only not even a whole year ago. Like, stop playing with this
when
man.
I tell
He ain't
you,
even been there for a year.
when the rumors was like, "Oh yeah, Jacob Fatu is coming. Jacob Fatu is coming," I'm like, he for sure is coming. So I'm like, cool. He coming. I know he coming. I
Uh-huh.
thought he was gonna come when Tama and Tama Tonga showed up. Tama,
Yeah.
Tonga Loa.
Tangaloa.
Yeah, when they showed up, I thought he was gonna be
Yeah.
with them, but we had to wait a little bit. The night that he showed up, I was doing like a mini workout while watching SmackDown, and then I was finna leave the room. But something in me said, "Don't leave the room."
Hmm.
I look at the TV. Boom, he shows up. I'm like, and I scream. I like how you be screaming about John Cena. I screamed. I was like, "My boy is here!"
Yes.
And he destroyed Cody and them and everybody. I'm like, finally. And now
Single
seeing
handedly.
so
Single handedly.
his impact when he showed up to where he is now, he ain't
Hmm.
stopped. Nothing about him has stopped. He has stayed fire consistently
Yes.
from May until now. It's about to be May
Yep.
again. Within a year, he has stayed on fire more than any other superstar that we've seen in
Yep.
WWE. The man, again, can do no wrong. So, go ahead and give him that title.
Yeah. Definitely give him that title. He definitely earned it. He deserves it. And I believe with Jacob as champ, it's going to take that title to new heights. I believe that's going to further ignite the feud between him and Solo. Once Jacob wins and they do this at WrestleMania, that's what's going to pretty much spark it. That's what's going to spark
Has
the
to.
whole feud because who do you think you are? Blah blah whatever. It's going to be that whole thing, and I can't wait. And I believe that that will be a match between Solo and Jacob at Backlash for the title, and I'm cool with that. I'm 100% on board with that. That'll be perfect.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, and I believe at that point that's when Tongaloa hopefully returns. Because then it's like, well, who you with? And Bronson Reed. Because him also being Samoan, him also being, we forgot about Bronson.
I'm not gonna
Who you
hold
rocking with?
you. I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of want him and Jacob to be a tag team if they gonna do anything.
Oh, that would be so cold.
Oh,
Oh,
that would be
they'd be
great.
unstoppable. The way they're trying to push the War Raiders, that's the way that they would be pushing for Bronson and Jacob. Because who messing with them? Who touching them?
Nobody.
Nobody. They gonna hold them titles for a minute. Okay, shoot, they gonna be like Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys up in this. Cause what? Speaking of Edge and Christian and the Dudley Boys, did you see that hopefully maybe we might be getting a Dudley Boys versus Hardy Boys match at WrestleMania? Yeah.
How are we getting that?
So they've been talking mess over the internet, and it has been Matt Hardy and and I believe it was started off with Devon Dudley, and they've been like, we gonna put an end to who's supposed to be the greatest tag team. They just talking trash to each other. And Matt said, okay, WrestleMania question mark.
Now, okay,
Stand and
obviously that's
deliver
obviously I
question
think
mark.
that's just them talking because one, I know for a
I
fact
don't
from what I know from interview that I watched with Devon, he said he done. He's done
know.
wrestling.
But if he stayed that or whatnot, no, he already gave the clear. They did it. They did like the whole like the medical already gave him the clear. He's good to go, and he said that'll be his last match.
But
So, and
what would
then
be the
Bubba
what would be
Ray,
the
Bubba Ray co-signed it and was like, "Oh my brother, testify." So everybody has been talking about it, and I really hope that this is going to happen. I believe they're trying to do more with WrestleMania because they've given Stone Cold and Bret Hart are going into the Hall of Fame. They're doing matches now that are going to be inducted. And I
if
think they're trying to do some different nostalgia acts as well. And I believe that's where the Hardys and Devon and Bubba are going to come into play. If they could add Edge and Christian into
I
the
don't
mix.
I don't want well obviously they can't have Edge and Christian because they over at AEW and
Yeah,
Tony Khan ain't finna go for that and probably neither
yeah,
is Triple H. But I
yeah.
don't know if I want that to be like uh a main match on the card. I want if it could be like a pre-show thing. I'd take that. I know they're legends,
No,
but it's like I don't want that to be in the because one y'all don't have no build up. That's the first thing. So
we don't need no
I'm
build up.
taking this with a
It's
grain of salt.
that.
I'm taking it with a grain of salt because one y'all are okay. The Hardys they're in TNA. I'm pretty sure Bubba and Devon are on the Legends contracts with WWE, so they can come back anytime they want.
Yeah,
TNA and NXT have their whole thing, so Matt and Jeff could come over. Um, but I don't want it to be like on a main card. Like what? We got all these other
I
superstars
do.
that don't have time, that aren't having time and matches and stuff on TV that we could be building up to have matches at WrestleMania. And we gonna give it to the legends just because they legends and they ain't got no build up. We just having a match to have a match. Like
You damn right. Because
WWE
I'm
has
looking at it
never
like
done
this.
that.
I don't know anybody else that I would pretty much want to see. There's other good superstars, but again, I feel like they have a better draw than they do. They have a better repertoire than the superstars now. And to be completely honest, after seeing the Hardys on NXT, they ain't missed a step. I really didn't know how I was going to feel about them fighting because it's been a while. And after a while, it's like, I don't want to I don't want to see, I want to remember you as you were.
Yeah,
But to
because
see
because
that
we've
when they
seen we've
fought
seen
and
what
they,
happens when you're old and you ain't got it no more and you think you got
yeah,
it.
but my thing is that they do, and they wouldn't be champions if they didn't. So I would like to see them go ahead, especially knowing that it's the last one. So they're knowing that this is WrestleMania. I got to put my all into it. I really got to get physical in this match. I believe the both teams will put on a hell of a show, and I think that it'll be great. They'll definitely have to because the Hardys are after. So the Dudleys would definitely have to be hitting the gym and getting into shape now in order to be able to perform at that magnitude in a match like a table, ladders, and chairs match. It might just be a tables match, might be a TLC. I don't know. You never know. But I think that'll be cool. I would like to see it. But they did say either at WrestleMania, he also said at NXT Stand to Deliver.
That I
Matt
will
was
take.
named
I'll
as
take
a
stand and
table.
deliver. I'll take stand and deliver. WrestleMania, not so much, but stand and deliver, absolutely.
Oh, you know what? I'll be cool with Stand and Deliver. I'll watch that because there's still a pay-per-view, and I would be cool with seeing that. I just want to see it. I really do because like I said, I already see that Matt and Jeff still got it, what they can bring to the table. I want to see one more person go through a table, and I got to see the OGs. Go ahead and bring it out. Like, I'll be cool with that. So hopefully
Speak,
that happens soon.
speaking of, people getting almost put through tables at least, Naomi showed up and whooped Michin and B-Fab's ass. Like, it
Before
was,
she showed up,
it was
that promo,
unnecessary. It was unnecessary. I mean, the
that
promo
promo she had,
beforehand.
gold.
Oh, the promo. Oh, she was cooking. Oh,
Oh, she took
every bit of unhinged, creepy, like slightly
yes,
obsessive about Bianca
revenge, gold,
and
all of that.
and Jade
Is
being like somebody who
yep,
came in and basically took her spot, and she's like, I'm not wrong here because I was
yeah.
here first, and you just let this thing come in here and ruin all of it. And man, is she cooking? This character, I love
But
this character.
and at the same time, it's like, wow. I mean, is she wrong? Because I understand where Naomi is coming from. Because especially when they start showing the pictures between Naomi and Bianca before Naomi went over to TNA, um, showing their history and their relationship and their friendship. I remember when Bianca was the Raw Women's Champion. I remember when both Naomi and Sasha Banks were the tag team champions, and the three of them were very close, um, in and outside of WWE. So when she left and she comes back, she's like, "Wait a minute, B, you my sister, and you hooking up with Jade. I understand there's been some comparison between you two, but now it's like you guys are friends, and that's cool, but you're my sister." But in the same sense, Jade thought all three of us are. She looked at Naomi and she would call her that. She looked at Naomi and Bianca like, y'all my big sisters. So it's like, I'm not coming in to step on anybody's toes. But at the same time, when an opportunity presents itself, I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to not take it. Like she looked up to both Naomi and Bianca. Y'all were the big three. Y'all were teaching her the ropes. So I get where Naomi's coming from, but then again, she just sounds so bitter, and I can understand why, But at the same time, the attack on her is crazy because it's like she sounds bitter and jealous and petty, but I like it. I like this other side of her. I like this opponent that she is now because now she's ruthless and she's vicious and she's showing that yeah, Jade is strong and everything, but I so am I, even though she ran from Jade, which
And
I mean anybody would run from Jade, so that
yeah,
makes
that makes
sense.
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
I would run from Jade, but
Absolutely.
Jade
Me
left.
personally, I probably wouldn't run from Jay, and I just let her, go ahead and slam me. I'm cool.
But okay, you wouldn't. Me, I would. I don't want no problems. I don't want no smoke, Jade. I really don't. And Jade's walkout heading backstage. And who does she run into before she gets back there onto the ramp? No other than the queen herself, Charlotte Flair.
And it's
That stare
I
down.
told you, like I told you, if Jade has been working out in the performance center, making sure that
Yeah,
her move set is more fluid, her move set has
yeah.
actually defining moves in it, and she can actually not say actually wrestle, but like she can wrestle and be fluid and just a monster now, and she goes up
And just
against
be that
Charlotte,
opponent.
that match makes money.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because Jade is the package already. You're the look, you got the muscles, you got the body, you have the athleticism. But like you said, if she has been in the performance center, tightening up and really polishing up and sharpening her move set, her against Charlotte, because I'm sorry, Charlotte is the queen. She's the queen for a reason. And all the superstars know it. They just get tired of her saying it. They know that she is. But if Jade is doing that and has been doing that, that match is going to be phenomenal. I'm here for it. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be amazing because I keep thinking about when Jade first showed up, her first night on SmackDown, and she ran into Charlotte. And then I'm trying to remember what words were exchanged, but Charlotte said something slick to her. She said something slick to her, and then she walked out, and Jay was just looking like, "What? Like, really?" So to see that happen again, it was like, they building. I guarantee it. We just don't see it yet, but they doing this for a reason because somewhere down the line, these two are going to cross paths. They're going to cross paths, and I can't wait to see what's going to come of it.
Absolutely. Okay, so after that we had Randy and Drew have a match. Kevin Owens came out, interfered after the match.
Of course.
Was phenomenal as usual.
Of course he did.
And Drew comes in with the Claymore, kicks Randy's head off, pins him. Then
He knew he wasn't gonna win that match without Kevin Owens' interference help. Come on.
whatever,
I mean,
whatever,
what?
whatever.
How dare you?
And
I'm
then
so
Kevin,
Whitney.
you know, being Kevin, comes over and tries to take Randy out the ring, puts him on the table, and is about to pile drive him, but Randy gets out of it. Kevin trips and falls, and then Randy's about to kick him in the head, and he manages to get away. So they're definitely saving that punt for WrestleMania because that's going to be one hell of a nasty kick. I don't know how
That's
bad it's
gonna
going to
be a
go.
nasty kick because he's bigger. He's bigger now. So it's to me that's even scarier. For one, it's I couldn't be a WWE superstar. I come into work all cheery, just got my little coffee, and I woke up and ready to start the day because I work for WWE. And hey, you got the match card? Yeah. And I'm looking at it, and this show I fight Randy Orton. I quit. You think you about to have me on the table,
No.
and he's about to possibly just drop me on the table? I absolutely not. I quit. I quit.
No.
It's not happening. No, because there's no way you can brace for that. You're dropping me on the table multiple times. I remember that time he had dropped those announcers on that table like that, those foreign announcers, and the man dropped on his head and like his legs went over his head, and Randy was like didn't mean to do it like that, but it happened like that. And no, thank you. But Drew, yeah, Drew won the match. Okay, he decided he wanted to go out and celebrate. He felt lucky, and on his way out the door,
A
he was
bum.
next.
A bum ran
Why
up
you do
on
that?
him.
I was building it up to the Street King. Why would you do that?
A bum
The
attacked him.
Street King decided to come and the smack it down on his candy ass. And you know what? I'm not mad at it because I I didn't think Damien was going to show up, and I'm like, okay, Drew gonna go ahead, but I'm like, oh, the camera kept following Drew, and I'm like, Damien probably behind this door, and he was. The fact that he really choke slammed and did the South of Heaven to that man on top of the Corvette on the glass. Drew, I felt bad for you. I really did. I'm not gonna lie. I screamed. I screamed so loud because it was like, Damien, what the heck? Like,
This is why he be
you
curb
really just
stomping you. This
slammed
is
him?
why.
No, no, no. This was all Drew. Drew, you deserve that slam. I felt bad for Drew because I'm like, damn, I know that really hurt him. But at the same time, I felt like CM Punk was walking into the arena. I laughed at it too. Because I had to be like, dang, but it's like, well, you asked for it. So
And honestly,
yeah, he
that was
definitely
doubly funny because Punk had this whole like little feud with this guy in AEW named oh, I can't remember his Jack Perry. And him and Punk
uh-huh.
was supposed to have a spot where they had real glass and somebody was supposed to go through it. And Punk didn't want to do it. So later on, Jack did something with somebody, and he put the guy through real glass and was like, "Wow, see how simple that could be? Cry me a river or something along them lines." And Punk got mad, and that's why Punk came back to WWE because they had a fight in the back after he said it, and that's why Punk ended up leaving WWE because they had a whole big fight. Everybody got into it
Yeah,
after at AEW. So that was a little bit funny if you watched AEW.
yeah. I saw references about it, but I didn't really get the gist of it because I don't watch AEW. So man, I felt like
Honestly,
AEW
you
was
honestly
second
you
rate
ain't missing
show.
too much because
Oh, I know that. I know
I
that.
watch it for maybe like two or three wrestlers, really.
Watching AEW was like me watching WCW. I'm never gonna watch the second rate show, regardless that Monday Night Wars during the Monday Night Wars, WCW was kicking WWE's behind for a little bit. But I've always been a loyal WWE fan. Granted, I know I have to get out of it because I have to watch the other things.
We do this.
I
We do
just
this now. This
can't.
is
I know. I just can't see me fully. I can watch maybe a match or two,
you
but
can
I don't know if I'll ever
watch it
be
and
fully
critique.
invested. I don't know if I could ever be fully invested to go to an AEW show. That's gonna take some time because to me it's like all the rejects from WWE when they get released, they go to AEW. Congratulations, you're a
Well,
loser.
you can't really say that because the people who leave AEW come to SmackDown because Ray Phoenix is coming to SmackDown.
Why do you think they're leaving AEW and coming to the top brand? Because it's a top
You can't say
the
that.
top.
You can't say the rejects get sent to AEW and then all the AEW people who get sick of AEW come to WWE. You can't
No,
say that.
AEW is a second rate show. It does make sense. If you get released from there, you're going to go to AEW. Cool. Anybody that's in AEW knows that WWE is the number one show. The goal is to make it there, the same with how it was with WCW. The
If
goal was to make it to the WWF. So, of course, they want to leave AEW and
if
come to WWE.
if
Nobody wanting to leave
that's the case,
WWE and
if
go
they
to
are second
AEW.
rate, why would WWE want them?
Huh?
If the wrestlers are second rate and the show is second rate, why would WWE want them?
The show is second rate. That's what I'm saying.
The
That's the
show second rate, but the
same
wrestlers are.
thing that happened with W. You have some good wrestlers. That's the same with the WCW. Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, WCW superstars. But they were great, but they didn't have that push that would make them into the iconic superstars they are today without the WWE. It's like it was a stepping stone. I'll say that. AEW was kind of like that stepping stone because TNA is kind of like the bottom of the bottom, if you ask me. Um, it's I'm getting a little recognition. AEW go over there, okay, I got a little more traction over here. WWE, that's the end all be all. That's the goal. That's where you want to make it. That's when you know that you've made it. So it's like even looking at the arena wise, AEW when they have their pay-per-views, it's packed. Cool. TNA, I can't say too much for it. Especially after you had Kurt Angle and Booker T and all of those people when they left. TNA ain't too. You ain't really checking for that too much. You may have a superstar or two that are there, but WWE will always be. That's the goal. That's where you're trying to reach. That's what you're trying to achieve.
You're not
Um,
wrong. You're not wrong.
yeah, yeah. To
I
me,
gotta
they're
give you
just
that.
it's pretty much like WWF, ECW, WCW all over again. You have these three promotions going all over again, and it's like you're reaching one to get to the other. So yeah,
All right, and now we've come to the greatest part of SmackDown. The last little bit of SmackDown, which was
yes.
the introduction of Roman Reigns, then followed by Seth Rollins, who had a conversation. And Seth was basically like, "You got in the you basically we had to get rid of this evil." And he's like, "We? There is no we. We died a long time ago. I have no loyalties to
Word,
you. It is what it is." Then Punk comes
word,
out
word,
with
word.
all
No,
the
not
security.
yet.
What?
Not yet.
What else? What I miss?
Not yet. Let's cut it. Let's really cut into that promo that he gave him because it's so deep between Roman and Seth. Roman even reminding Seth I did this. As far as the company going to higher heights, Netflix, billionaire status again, like really getting up there because after, during the PG era, they were losing out on fans. People weren't watching it too much as they used to. It was more so kids. And then when they go into the pandemic, and now it's like, what are you going to do now? We don't have fans out here to watch it. I know they were pretty much like, man, what we going to do? For Roman to single-handedly come back with his tribal chief persona and with the bloodline and all of that. He's right. I carried this. I did this. Like, what have you done drastically? Not saying that you weren't there or you didn't play somewhat of a part. You did. You had different layers to your character. You had, the architect, you had the visionary, you come back and you're, this Joker type of a character. Roman is looking at life for what work, what really strenuous work where you put it in. When you became the champ, you were the workhorse champ. I give you that. You did your thing. But come on, man. Roman was monumental. Roman Reigns now, if you go on any social media platform, hashtag Roman Reigns, you got over a million, like, tags for him, regardless. I'm starting to even see that even with our TikTok page. If we use Roman's song, it already gets traction like that. Our post right now is doing so many numbers right now off of Roman Reigns. So I can totally understand what Roman is saying. Like, the people may sing along to your music, they may whoa, you know, when you come out, and that's cool. But at some point during the woes and when the music is done, they're chanting for CM Punk. When they're chanting for Roman, they're not chanting for anybody else. They're not chanting Cody. They're chanting OTC the entire time. Like, when Roman was gone, we want Roman. I don't, and Roman and Seth left at the same time. Not taking anything away from Seth, but they weren't chanting, we want Seth. We were glad when he returned. Cool, he back on business. But we wanted the OTC. We wanted Roman to return. So even them singing his praises on Friday, like they really sang to that man. It was like Roman is a king, and the village people are singing. It was amazing to see. As much as the fans annoy me, that right there was amazing to see. And I love to see it on a personal note for Roman because I know that he really went through those trials and tribulations during his time as being the big dog and the fans booing him out of the building, not rocking with him feeling like he wasn't good enough, him really putting his all, and they still wasn't rocking with him. So to now, I have fans cheering for me because even though he was doing the acknowledge me that whole bit during the bloodline, they weren't cheering for him. He was still the bad guy. But now they're really singing to me and they're cheering for me. And I'm glad to see Roman get the recognition, the admiration, and the respect and the love that he truly, truly deserves. So that was just amazing to see. I think at some point we might and we might get it. And I don't want to jump the gun. I'm gonna hold that piece right there until you start talking about CM Punk coming out. I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish. He came out with the security.
So CM Punk comes out with security,
Hmm.
gets to the ring, gets into the ring. You're better with the memory of what was said because I can only remember like the big points. So I remember he got in, he starts going through the contract, looking through it.
Oh
He's like,
yeah, and Roman, Roman is pretty much letting them know like it's all there.
What are you
He
doing?
called him
What are you
Junior.
doing? It's
He
in there.
called him Junior. Like, and I get where Roman is coming from. I know you're not used to signing this because you ain't never, this is new to you. But I'm gonna need you to go ahead and sign it so I can get up out of here. So I know what he was checking for because Paul said it. And then Paul goes on to say that it's in there. You are now going to be the main event at WrestleMania. Oz, when I tell you, if the fans and our subscribers have not known this about me already, I'm a very emotional person. I'm an emotional gangster. However, that right there called for real emotion because, and I'm trying not to cry right now because I really think about Punk and everything that he's gone through, everything that he's fought for, everything that he's done, coming back, coming back and you get injured, but then they don't put you on the shelf. They let you continue to be a mouthpiece, continue to be on commentary, continue this feud with Drew that you didn't even have to fight yet. And it was still this huge feud with them to do all of that to finally achieve your dreams of main events in WrestleMania and the long-standing career that you've had with the company, and you finally get to do it. There's no title on the line. That doesn't matter. You get to main event WrestleMania. That's so amazing. Punk's reaction was his real reaction. Him crying was real tears. Um, I believe that it definitely was a shocker to him because I don't think that he thought that they were going to allow that to happen, especially with both the world heavyweight and the
Right.
undisputed title being defended at WrestleMania. Of course, you're like, that's what's going to be the main event. But for them to say, you know what, we're going to take a chance. We're going to take a chance on Punk, and we're going to take a chance on this match. And you know what, we're going to make it the main event. Triple H, I thank you because, like I said before, Jay definitely deserves it, but Punk has been fighting for this, and Punk deserves it with everything that happened. I love the fact that Triple H is making this comeback for Punk so smooth, so
And
fun.
and
It,
for two
it's
people who literally hated each other,
oh
and
my
and
God.
Triple H is making this just beautiful for him. Like that, this shows amazing growth on them as
It
people.
shows amazing growth. It really does. And I think that's why. I think the older I've gotten, I'm able to look outside of the storylines. I'm able to look at the personal. I'm able to see how they intertwine personal with the storyline and how they're able to have these moments because they're human. They're human and they're able to have these spectacular moments on screen and sharing emotions with us that this is how he felt in that moment. Like, man, me and Triple H had all of this. They said hell gotta freeze over. You know what I'm saying? For me to even be come back into the business. And not only that, but I'm main eventing. Thank you. Because that was amazing. Paul Heyman kissing his forehead. That was such a moment. Even Roman. And you know Roman has to he broke it a little bit, but you know you gotta stay in character. Um Smiling and clapping for Punk because he knows that Punk has been fighting for this for a while. And it's kind of like you're getting what you want, but Roman also being the wonderful a-hole that he is.
Yeah.
One man's
First of all, don't
dream.
thank them. Don't thank the fans. First of all, I did this, so thank your tribal
But you
chief.
know what? But you know what? It was the fact that he was like poking at Seth. One man's dream. It's another man. I heard what he said. Big opportunity, something like that. Because he knew that Seth was living. Seth was over it. And Seth
He
definitely,
was crashing.
Seth was crashing out. He was crashing out so bad. But you know what? That's why I say this is going to be one of the most memorable matches we have ever witnessed. Seth Rollins is a treasure. Seth Rollins is money. And he's really pouring in his real life feelings into this feud. I love to see it. I love the fact that WWE and the higher ups trust all three parties, especially Seth and Punk, to bring in their real issues, but to a certain extent. Know when the cutoff period is. Don't go too overboard because, again, this is a business. So I like the fact that Seth was crashing out and that he felt away and he's looking at Roman like, look,
You
I
did
know what you
this.
talking about pretty much. Like, I know he's looking at with Roman, like, I know you saying ain't no we, but let's be completely honest. There is always going to be a we. He said it. There's no me without you, and there's no you without me. We are stuck together because regardless that we may not like each other, we're still brothers. And I think it's so many words when he's trying to get Roman to understand. Get out of that mentality of it's just me. It's just me. because it's not just you. This is bigger than me. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than us. But because we the ones that's been here putting in the work, which I can totally respect as far as he's looking at it because CM Punk left the company, that we got to get him up out of here. Like, as far as the
No.
storyline goes, yes, as far as the storyline goes, I can respect that sense. I can respect his emotions from it. And I don't know what's going to happen because now, after that was all said and done, Roman says you need to acknowledge me. He acknowledges Roman. He thanks Roman.
He was an asshole
Oh,
while he
he
did it
goes
though.
on to say he was an asshole. He was, but at the same time, he still acknowledged him. He acknowledged him. He thanked him. And he also said, but this ain't even the favor that I'm owed. You saw Paul Heyman's face because Paul knows what it is, but Roman does not. And he is not telling Roman what it is because Paul was just like, "Hey, man, I really thought that he was just going to let that slide." No, Paul knows what the real favor is. Roman doesn't. Roman's on the outs. And I truly believe that Roman and Seth are going to team up and they're going to jump on CM Punk because now Roman looks at it like he's becoming my problem because I thought I had this figured out and he really is becoming my problem just like you, Seth, because he's saying that my wise man isn't just my wise man. Where you getting at? This isn't the favor that's owed. Then what's the favor? You think you about to come in and take away my what I've been doing, what I've been building, and Seth's feeling the same way? You know
I didn't
what,
even look
brother?
at it from
For
that
this
angle.
one night, yes, for one night and one night only, we got to take him out of our company because you're right. We did build this. We were mercenaries for him. And what he do? He left. So we were here taking the heat, taking the flag, building up, building, title after title, all of that. And then he comes back and he gets the praises and he gets the main event WrestleMania. I was a part of okaying him main eventing WrestleMania, Roman being the OTC. And you mean to tell me this is not the favor? I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him. I keep trying to give him, the benefit of the doubt. He threw me out the Royal Rumble. Cool. I'm really trying to have my patience. But at the same time, and I'm talking as Roman, this is, I don't know what this is. And I'm not trying to sit around and figure out what's about to happen next. I'm not going to sit back and be blindsided. So, you know what? We got to take out this problem. The real issue here is between you and I, Seth. Like you said, we got to put an end to this. So let's get him out the way. And I believe that's what's going to happen.
I can get with that. I could get with
Yeah.
that because we got maybe 3 to 4 weeks to keep building this.
Yep.
And if that's the
Yep.
angle they go, I'm not mad at it. Um, we know Seth and Punk are going to have they confrontations on Raw up until then. Um, yeah, we could talk about who's going to actually win the match when it gets closer to Mania. But yeah, if that's the angle that they're taking, I like it. I like it.
Yep.
But the only thing is, I don't think Roman and Seth can necessarily buddy up. I think it's going to stay each one of them being neutral on their own path because sure CM Punk has this thing with Paul Heyman and he's probably going
Hmm.
to, ostracize himself from Paul, but he's not going to team up with Seth in order to get CM Punk dealt with. He gonna deal with CM Punk how he feel like he gonna deal with CM Punk. And then Seth literally tried to murder me at Royal Rumble. So
But here's the
I
thing: it's a
can't.
murder between amongst.
There's no. We're brothers. Nigga, boy, you tried to murder me. You have you. There's no teaming up with
Oh,
you. I don't care
okay,
if he's
Solo.
your.
Okay, Solo. I heard you slip. I
I don't care.
heard you slip.
I don't care if you got beef with him. I personally only have a beef with him because of Paul. If I can eliminate Paul from the situation, then that's okay. I can leave him in the back, make sure he don't come out and have anything to do with this between me and CM Punk. So I still have to put you down because you're you.
That sounds good. But I'm telling you, they're gonna team up. And I don't mean that's why I say it's only for one night. It's not even for we gotta team up and we're just back to Shield. No, we gotta come together. I truly believe either Friday or at some point Seth is going to have that conversation with Roman, and it's going to be, you know what we got to do because they've done it before. And the reason being I say this is because it's happened in the past. We saw two people who were also not blood brothers, but they were brothers enough, Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and they were in a group, and then they had their issues, and then they had their feuds and their matches over and over and over again, and to the point where they're just like, you know what? There is no me without you, and there's no you without me, and we have to come together to pretty much do what we got to do.
And
So
low key,
I believe,
no, continue. I'm sorry.
I believe that's what's going to happen at some point. They're
And
gonna, he
WWE
knows that he got to take them out, but they got to get CM Punk first. They got
and
to
WWE
help each other.
does keep I don't want to say reusing, but they are recycling certain
Hmm.
aspects. So with this being a thing and it being like Roman Reigns taking the place of Triple H with his whole terrorizing era,
Exactly.
and Seth being the Shawn
Exactly.
Michaels in the situations, I could see that. So
No, this isn't even the terrorizing era. This is evolution era of Roman. This is Triple H and Ric Flair as his wise man. This is definitely pre-evolution era or after evolution when they broke up, and he still had Ric Flair, just like Roman still has Paul Heyman. But Seth Rollins being the Shawn Michaels in this, oh yeah, this is definitely his repeating itself. During this Paul Levesque era, there's been a lot of that. Dom and Rhea, China and Eddie. It's been a lot of that, just repeating it with a twist. So I would be cool with seeing that, with seeing that just for a little bit in the match. They decide to team up just to get him out the way. All right, now he out the ring and now it's focusing on us. But I believe at some point it is going to be that. It's going to be that conversation that Seth is going to have. And Seth is the only person, if you really go back and watch certain conversation between Seth and Roman, Seth knows how to get to Roman because why you you were my brother. I know you better than you know you. So I can sit there and I know how to get in your head to get you to think in and all of that. And I got to bring Paul into the play. See what he doing with Paul Heyman? What is that? Now Roman gets to thinking. You right. Now okay. I can see that. And oh, I can't wait for it to play out because it is coming. It's coming. It's coming.
all right. Well, with that being said, that has been the eighth episode because last week we had an episode, but due to technical difficulties, we could not push out said episode.
It was
So
such a good one too.
it was, but I do feel like this was a better one. So
I do. Yeah.
with
We
with that
just keep
being the
getting better
case,
and better.
of course we that's what we do until we can finally sit in the studio and you know I don't have to do majority of the editing work, and we can have somebody else do that
Yes.
for us. So
Mhm.
this has been Lights, Camera, Wrestling. I have been Oz the Alchemist.
And it's your girl Lola Love. Please make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe to all of our social media handles, our TikTok, our Instagram, our YouTube, where this podcast will be posted weekly. Make sure that you're liking, commenting, interacting with us. We love to see it. We're going to make sure to try to put out little mini episodes during the week via our TikTok page, which we should be sharing on our YouTube and our Instagram. We just did our first one today, naming our top five Mount Rushmore superstars. So be tuned for our shorts coming in recent weeks.
Indeed. All
Yeah.
right, y'all.